Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. We had high hopes for an Evo that would actually bring some hype to FC26 where content needs it the most right now. The leakers had described this evolution with bombazo emojis. They were hyping it up, right, with these tactics to try to get us excited for a big Evo that was coming. And then the Evo dropped, and it almost feels like we've been played by the leakers in regards to that new Evo from yesterday. We had hoped for bigger stat boosts or a second playstyle plus to finally be added to a card, but none of those things really happened in my opinion. We're going to take a look at that today because it's left a lot of people with a sour taste regarding the leakers. Now, we also got to talk about what's happening today on Monday because I think there's still time to invest in multiple different areas. There's more SBCs coming and some refreshing today that could make some of our investments go up further. And also, we might be able to buy some Future Stars Team 2 cards today, as well as we got to take a look at leaks and why the leakers might start leaking. A lot of leak discussion today. The new promo that is coming this upcoming Friday, because the hype for Future Stars is starting to dwindle right now. Let's talk about it, guys. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up on the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Now, we're going to start actually by looking at yesterday's Sunday content in the SBC section because, guys, EA with the SBC prices yesterday actually did a decent job. We have the first SBC here, the Future Stars Challenge 4, which is for a premium mixed player pack, something small right there. Maybe you're getting it done with some extra golds in the club, but I'm talking about the Esposito card and the Cafu SBC. I think both of these are actually reasonably priced. The Esposito card is definitely not the most meta card out there, right? He's got low driven plus, only a 3-star skill move. A lot of cards recently with 3-star skills. We had the Yeremy Pino on Saturday, yesterday on Esposito, 3-star skills as well. Low driven plus, again, it's not a bad card though, like for the price. That is the key with this card. He has a finesse, incisive, first touch rapid, has the enforcer based playstyle as well. Again, what we talked about in yesterday's video, EA giving out some playstyles to a card who didn't really have them before, but they're making him usable, right? They're making him usable, even though he is 6'3", a lengthy type striker, not a Claudia Pina-esque left stick dribbling demon, but a card that is still usable with the playstyles he has been given. And for the price, for a future Evo, if you're a Serie A fan or something, 84 and 85 rated, that's only coming in at 27,000 coins. That's not bad. Neither is Cafu. Now, Cafu is probably a bit more interesting because this is one of those marquee right backs that you're always kind of chasing to get, if we're being completely honest. He's always up there in the upper echelon as one of the best right backs in the game. And this Winter Wildcards version is very good. I mean, this guy's price tag on the market just a bit ago was 1 million coins, right around 1 million coins. And, you know, got the Jockey Plus, has the Intercept, maybe lacking an Anticipate or an Incisive or maybe a Quick Step as well. Sure, lacking a few playstyles, but it's still Cafu. He's got all the roll plus pluses. And again, like we said, this card was 1 million coins on the market, but the SBC is only 700,000 coins. And that's why I look at this and say, if you want to craft a 10-squad Winter Wildcards Cafu to have Cafu in your team, then absolutely go ahead and get this one done and chip away at it over the length of time, the 2 weeks, 20 days technically, that it is out. Again, it's downvoted on Footbin. I understand why it's downvoted because it's not the craziest card. We just had the Micah Richards SBC as well and a right back Evo that was pretty good. But, I mean, it's Cafu. And maybe if EA do make some changes to the playstyle and attributes balance that we mention a lot, but I think it's going to be coming still, and I think that's going to be a big deal for this game, maybe this is a card that does interest us after that happens. And, you know, he still could fit some Evos from the season pass that don't have a max rating requirement on them. But again, guys, like this card has been 1.1 million coins and has maintained his price super well since he came out, because it's the best version of one of the best right backs in the game, and the SBC is a solid 200,000 coins less than what his card is on the market. So I actually think that is a decent value SBC. I just don't know if that card is worth it, if that makes sense. Is he worth my fodder, even though the SBC is worth the price of the card? So that's a decision that kind of you have to make. But for me, I'm probably going to be skipping since I'm in the middle of the Micah Richards SBC and almost done with that one. Now, this was the icon player pick that was released yesterday. It doesn't look any different than the icon player pick that expired, except they added a rating. So instead of 87 plus, it's 88 plus. But the problem with this one is, guys, base icons are still in it. Now I get it, it's an icon player pick, so there's a lot of demand here, there's a lot of hype because OMG, it's a 1 of 3, you could get somebody good. guys, I'd go for the icon pack still instead of this pick because the icon pack is cheaper and you only get promo cards from it. Now, you still could get a very bad pull from either of these two SBCs, but the fact that this new pick is 380,000 coins and it's 5 squads, and the icon pack, I believe, yeah, the 88 plus Encore icon upgrade is still 5 squads, but it's lower rated squads. You only have one 88 squad in here. It's somewhere around like 250,000 coins, so it's like 100K less. I think the pack is clear of the pick, but if you take a look at the market, people are doing the icon pick. They always do, right? It's an icon pick. It's a fun SBC to try out. 87s dropped very low yesterday after Squad Battle Rewards. They went from about 6,000 coins down to 5K, and they exploded back up to a little over 6,000 coins. That was a really nice rise there. 88 rateds, I believe, after Squad Battle Rewards were down at 8K, somewhere in there. Like 9, yeah, almost 8K, like 9.4K for that Lautaro right there. Let me go look at another 88 because Lautaro is a less packable one. Okay, so most of the 88s are kind of right around 10K. Yeah, 8.6K for Katoto yesterday, and now she's a little over 10,000 coins. That's crazy. That's a huge rise on the 87s and the 88s. If those do drop down in the early hours today on Monday, I would try to pick those up. I would also try to pick up 85s, 86s if they drop back down. But I think the window is kind of closing because I think our best prices happened on Sunday after rewards. 2.6K for the 85s. They jumped up to over 3. If they come back down to like 2.6, 2.5, if the 86s are close to 3K, I think that would be a good investment once again. But if you got in during Squad Battle Rewards, that was the best time. I could say the same thing about Team of the Weeks. Of course, that's my major investment right now. I've got like 500,000 coins into the Team of the Week cards. I could have done more, but I don't like having a transfer list that is just chock full of those types of cards, and I'm not necessarily a fodder trader all the time. Team of the Weeks have just been moving so well recently that I had to get involved. They're about 17,000 coins. So if you pick these up at about 15K, I think we're good to hold. If these go back down to 16K flat, try to get them on bid heading into this week because there's more SBCs refreshing today and there's going to be a lot less supply after today. Of course, the normal weekly trends, right? Informs go low on the weekend and they rise up during the week. I think these cards still have time to move up a good bit. And one of the reasons they moved up yesterday, of course, was, as expected, the campaign player pick refresh, which actually I want to take a little aside here and open up the campaign player pick in a couple of my 79 plus 5 of 10s, and then also mention, oh, we needed that. It's also very nice when you pack an inform right now. That's what I wanted to mention. If you're trying to get some extra fodder in your club, if you're down on the informs, even if you're down on 83 and 84 rated cards, what I'd highly recommend doing is the Team of the Year crafting upgrade. What I've been doing is my daily SBCs that we do, of course, every single day. I've been putting all of the golds, 81 rated and below, into the Team of the Year crafting upgrade, the 79x3 upgrade pack that is still available, that is still out. And that has been giving me plenty of 83s, 4s, and 5s to help me craft the 83x10s and the daily SBCs that otherwise, I'm maybe running out of fodder in my club to get done. Now, of course, you can go and do league SBCs too, so you don't have to just put all of your golds into the 79x3s, but that's just a helpful tip that I would give you guys. Like, remember that SBC is still there. If you're doing the daily gold upgrades, the daily rare gold upgrades, even some of the winter provisions upgrades, I'd try to get those done too if you can. Make sure you do some of those 79x3s because that'll give you that 83, 4, 5 fodder that you need the most to do SBCs like this one. Let's try the campaign pick. This is going to refresh again on Tuesday, so it's going to refresh every other day, and that'll be hopefully when our informs go up some more. Now, of course, Mbappe would be a huge pull from this. We have Tanikawa. I don't even know who I want, to be honest. I can't remember all the players that are possible from this, but it's just kind of the unknown of that makes this interesting, and the potential Evos we could make. I see nobody interesting for Evos right now, though. Last one, Nico Paz. Actually, you know what? Is this card like crazy expensive on the market? Because I've seen Evos for him. 85 rated. I know he's got a promo card in packs right now. Nico Paz is... Oh, he was an SBC. Duh, Nate. All of these were NSBCs. None of them are on the market. I'm gonna take his card. Yeah, I'm gonna take his card because that's a sick dynamic image, and we'll go from there. Now, let's talk about... I can't believe I thought that was a card on the market. Duh. The whole point of that SBC is that it gives you previously released SBC players. Let's go to Evos and talk about The leaked Evo, the Bombazo leaked Evo that came out yesterday. I'm hoping that this wasn't the Evo that the leakers were hyping up, man, because this is not an Evo worth hyping, in my opinion. The Prince from the Erinyes. I'm going to read it through first and kind of explain the Evo, and then we'll talk about how we feel about it afterwards. The boosts in here are very big. Plus 35 vision up to 92. That's about the highest stat cap that we have in here. Plus 30 short passing, plus 30 long passing. Like, when you look at this first level 1 rewards section here of the Evo, it looks pretty good, right? You get incisive and base, and then after that, pace plus 10, only up to 82. Shooting only up to 84. You know, curve is 88. You get incisive pass plus, which is nice. You get technical, press proven, first touch, and you get a 5-star weak foot, basically. You get to max out the weak foot. So, I mean, look at this Paqueta card even that's shown there, or go into your club and look at some of the cards that you can Evo. Most of the cards that I see just look like they're getting tiny upgrades. Like this Santi Cazorla is getting a nice defensive boost, a little bit of a physical boost, plus 1 shooting, and then plus 3 dribbling, which is crazy. 91 dribbling is way higher than a lot of these cards go, but it's still stuck at 1 playstyle plus, and it's not a wowing Evo to me. Like, there are some cards that look decent out of this. I'm not going to disregard that, and I've seen some people find out some ways to make really good chains with this Evo. Like, it is possible to make some really good chains with this evolution here. But I just look at this and I know the hype that the leakers are putting into this beforehand, and I know a lot of us are wanting Evos that actually hit, and this just doesn't deliver. It's 83% downvoted on FUTBIN. I would 100% agree with that. And when you take a look at some of the best cards that come out of this, sure, like I said, there are a couple of gems, like this Ata card from Joga Benito. He was 40,000 coins. Of course, he's out of packs. Now he's 65K extinct max price because he already has high pace, high physical, and high dribbling. So when you look at the Evo, it boosts him up in the other areas. And I mean, to be fair, he is a 91.1 rating, which actually isn't that high when you look at some of the other Evos that people are creating through the Future Stars Academy. There's Evos with FUTBIN ratings here of like 92, 93, even 94 you're seeing in here. Look at this Bijectic Evo, 96.5. Esteval, 94.8. Now, these are kind of crazy Evo creations, and I get that. Maybe this evolution is useful for some of those crazy Evo creation cards at lower levels, but even then, it's just, I don't think it's lived up to the hype, right? Because we had people that were investing in cards like this Zico, right? Zico, 380K. Yeah, he's down because he looks okay in this Evo, but not crazy. Yaya Toure, you know what? He gets plus 4 pace. I just don't think that's hype enough, man. Like, the way they were hyping this up with the Bombazo emojis, it's a big evolution, crazy, great stats boost. You know, man, like, it doesn't feel good. And maybe my expectations are off a little bit. You guys let me know in the comments if I'm out of line here, but I feel like I tweeted this after the content yesterday. Like, we had these Bombazo emojis, man, and I think this is the Evo he was talking about because right after this, we saw Max 87 CM was confirmed by another leaker, but like, I tweeted this, I was like, this Evo really got the Bombazo hype from the leakers because it doesn't seem to be an Evo that should get that much hype. It seems to be another, like, okay Evo at best. Okay at best. That just fits into where Evos have been recently. I think the use of the Bombazo emojis is what's frustrating me because the leakers got the community hyped up about this Evo, and maybe that was to inflate their, people are going to say this, right? It was there to inflate their investments, the pump and dump to influence the market, right? That's kind of how it feels on this side of the Evo leak, is seeing how maybe not crazy it is, like, difference to what they were starting to say it was going to be, and now it just feels like it was a pump and dump, and it really kind of hurts the trust that we have in the leakers, if we're being completely honest, because these leakers, you know, are right a lot of the time. They are, and I think a lot of us, including myself, we get to seeing what they say and we start believing it right away because we're like, okay, these guys are right most of the time. But I think it's a good reminder that we have to be a little bit careful believing what these guys say, because when they do get stuff wrong, or when, you know, stuff like this happens where they hype something up and it just doesn't hit like we hope that it should, then, you know, that hurts the trust a bit. And also, it's just a bad situation with Evos right now. It really is. And that's why I'm going to talk about in a little bit. Like, I'm wondering what happens with leaks in the next couple of days, because the way the content looks for Future Stars, I think they're going to start leaking the next promo of Knockout Royalty very soon, because they're even starting to pump that up and talk about that, which it does have some interesting aspects to it. We've already seen the live events here that are the tournaments that are showing the 3 different lightweight, middleweight, and heavyweight royalty tournaments, which is an interesting thing here. If you've kind of read through this, you do one to qualify for the other, then you qualify for the last one, and the last one's got some really interesting squad requirements. For like Founders Evos or something like that. Yeah, in progress Founders Evolution plus special player items, minimum 1. So it sounds like there's something interesting that is happening with the promo this weekend. And I even find myself wondering what that is going to be, and kind of maybe kind of done with Future Stars at the very same time. But I think it's just a good reminder with what happened yesterday to just take every single leak with a pinch of salt. It's okay to get excited for leaks, I think, but I think we just have to be careful, especially with Evos at the moment, because they just have not been hitting, and it never feels good when leaks like that happens. It creates an expectation, and then that is under-delivered upon. And that's the number one thing. You guys have heard me talk about it before with leaks, is that it creates an expectation, and that's actually part of the problem as to why I think leaks negatively impact this game. I know, you're like, Nate, you look at leaks all the time. If you're hearing me, though, you'd hear me say that the leaks creating the expectations play with our emotions more than it should be, and that's therein what creates the problem with leaks. We're packing a Future Star from an 83/10. EA heard me complaining. Wait, who is this? Wait, who is that? Hold up. Oh my gosh. Oh, shoot. Vermean? Yo, 83 by... No shot, man. Ranting about leakers. Oh my gosh. Rant about leakers into your PlayStation controller when you open your packs, chat. 90 for mean. I have Pedri Team of the Year. Am I a Barca fan? 4-star, 4-star, low-driven, incisive, cam, strike. No way, dude. That is crazy. I just got Beckenbauer. My midfield is stacked to the gills. When I saw Barcelona on the double walkout flag on the right, I thought it was going to be Esme Brooks, because, guys, I spent 1 million coins yesterday. I kid you not. I tweeted about this. I spent 1 million coins yesterday opening store packs to try to pack Wilson Odobert, because I'm crazy and I want a first owner card to put in to an evolution, and I didn't get him. So I guess maybe that's my compensation for that. My first of 3 83/10s of the day gives us for me. That is honestly crazy. Okay, guys, we got to keep the video moving. Let's talk about, oh my gosh, that was a sick 83/10 as well. What is happening? I'm going to open the last one, and then we're going to talk about the market and investing in these Future Star cards, and maybe a last-minute investment in fodder. Wow, the Future Stars rant for the Evos actually worked for Future Stars pack luck. And 2 Rodris? Holy smokes, man. All right, anyways, I need to keep opening packs. We got to talk about these cards, though, guys, because I think maybe there's an opportunity today on Monday to pick these up. Remember, we said in yesterday's video, everybody remembers how Future Stars Team 1 rose like crazy from Tuesday of last week onward, and these card prices are still pretty high. Alvaro Carreras is 1.4. Due is still 2.1 mil. He was 1.7 last week on Sunday, Monday. Voltamata was 370 last week on Sunday, Monday. He's 500K now. I think that Future Stars Team 2 will not rise as much, but I think people are going to expect them to rise, and I think today on Monday will be a good time to look at buying them. Early today, Monday, and also late night, Monday night at the end of Weekend League, I think it's going to be a good time to not only buy maybe a player like that Fermin, who, you know, is a little bit more risky, maybe a card like Nico Paz, who a lot of people want to try, maybe a card like Beaver Jones, who's got solid stats and is only 61,000 coins, but definitely lower budget cards. I'm talking Odobert, because he's going to be very popular for Evos with his stats being where they are, all the positions that he has, and the lower 87 rated on max, or like base rating on the card. Akliush for a fodder card. Esme Brooks from the Barca women's team. I think this is a great investment too from this promo team. So I just think that looking at these cards is going to be a good opportunity to make some quick flip profit in the next couple of days between today and tomorrow. Same thing with the heroes and the icons in that regard. And then I got to talk about some last minute fodder buys as well. If we go back to our fodder tab here, which I believe is on this page. Again, like I mentioned, if you see prices get down low or close to where they were Sunday after rewards, I would get involved. Or if you see team of the weeks go back down to about 15.5, just under 16K, I think that is going to be an investment opportunity as well. Now, let's talk about Monday content today. I still cannot believe that I just packed that Fermin card. That's insane. Monday content is usually not that good. Let's be honest, guys. Monday content usually brings us a new upgrade pack or player pick and like maybe a small Evo, and that's about it. And I would think that's probably how it's going to go today, right? We have the 80 plus player pick. It's going to be expiring. Probably another 80 plus player pick refreshes today and replaces this. I mentioned an upgrade pack earlier in the video. I'm still doing the Team of the Year crafting upgrade instead of doing the 80 plus pick because I like getting the 3 guaranteed players back from this one. So that's my personal opinion on the upgrade packs, but we should get a new player pick today. And where's this flashback Olmo card, man? I mean, sure, we didn't get him yesterday because we got Esposito and we got Cafu. But surely this card's got to be coming soon. Another Barca player. Don't need to do this SBC now because I have Fermin. But Tiki and the Tech Plus, we're just waiting on this card to drop. He could be our SBC player today. And then one of the reasons that I like investing in Team of the Weeks again, and I like investing in fodder in general, if it gets low, is the 88 Plus Encore Icon upgrade does refresh today. It does refresh again today for 3 more times. So people who just love the icon packs may be going out and crafting this with their weekend league rewards and maybe needing to go buy some fodder. So I'd highly recommend getting involved in some fodder if you haven't already. And that is what is kind of refreshing today. Also, Diamande expires today. I got to get that SBC done because that is a can't skip super cheap card with great stats. Like still, I look at that card and I'm like, how does he have 3 stats at 90 plus and an 88 stat with being an 88 rated? That looks like a card that could also be 90 rated, or EA could even make 91. So make sure you get that one done if you want to before the content drop today. Evo wise, there's no leaks. If there is a leak, we're going to take it with a pinch of salt. And if we do get a leak of an Evo, it would probably be a free one. Wouldn't expect too much going on in here. EA has said they were going to change training camp Evos so that they're actually viewable on console. When are we going to get a training camp Evo again, EA? Like those have been kind of forgotten about this year. That was just something I noticed by looking into that part of the game. And like I mentioned, I think the content might be so slow today that the leakers might start leaking the next promo, Knockout Royalty. ASY Foot Trader posted this yesterday on Sunday. I think that's a concept card design. I don't know if it is or not. But the next promo is Knockout Royalty, and based on the way that those tournaments looked in a game, it does look like it's going to be something like red related and very royalty-esque, I guess, with like some shiny gemstones or something in there with some nice like gold design. Yeah, so something with this I think is going to get leaked today because it's a Monday and because the content's pretty slow. We've seen promos leaked on Saturdays before to come for the next Friday, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was some news about this today, because I think the leakers have the information, and I just think it's going to be a rather when they want to release it. That's really the situation with those things there. Also, I'm still trying to trade. I spent a lot of store packs, coins on store packs, so I'm trying to make up the coins from that. That's going to be a motivation for me this week. And if it is going to be a bit of a slower week content-wise, it'll be a good week to get on the market, guys. Trading is good right now. If you get on bids, if you get on snipes, you follow the fluctuations of cards, trading is good. You can still make some coins out there, and that'd be my motivation to you guys trying to make some coins with either investments or trades. Get on bids, like bids right there for that Patrick Guijarro. Got a really low price on that card. But I cannot believe that we just packed a 650,000 coin card in the video just now. Acquire date newest. Show me that Fermin. That is crazy, bro. That is absolutely freaking crazy. We're going to have to figure out where he goes in the sides. Striker, cam, left mid, left wing. Does he replace Hullet, or do we move Beckenbauer to center back? Might have to sit Van de Ven, put Beckenbauer to CB, and just run Fermin and Pedri in the midfield. Yeah, it's probably what we're going to have to do. All right, guys, that's the video for me today. I will catch you guys in the stream today on Monday. We'll be grinding the game, getting some icon swap tokens, and, well, first, probably finishing some Foot Champions Weekend League, which we are only 1-0 in. So it'll be a nice little speed run of champs for us today on a Monday. Hope you guys have a great Monday, great start to your week. If you enjoyed this one, drop a thumbs up on it. Comment down below if you have any questions. And, of course, subscribe if you are new. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you later. Peace out.